Well, g'day there. It's been a little bit now since FRMEFEST finished up. All the excitement's died down a little bit, so I just wanted to take some time, make a little video, talk about my experiences going to FRMEFEST, shooting, having a look, what did I do, the good, the bad, and all of that. So here it is. So, I mean, some of you might ask, what was FRMEFEST? You know, it may not have been local to Sydney or anything like that, or Australia. And FRMEFEST is a 2-day photography, videography creator expo held 19th, 20th July at Carriageworks, Sydney. So, I mean, I attended quite a lot of workshops over both days, right? So I attended things, speaks from Tom Noski, who I hadn't heard of before FRMEFEST. But listening to his growth, his story, his growth, how he went from nothing to now running his own business, all through content creation essentially, was really, really inspiring to hear. So that was a great way to open up the show to FRMEFEST. I attended several workshops that were like hands-on portrait kind of shoots. So Julia Trotty was running one, which was really awesome to see. Because I've followed Julia since I sort of started photography a year and a half ago now, really, when I moved to Sydney. It was great to actually see a workshop run by her on how to pose and model, how to set lighting, lens choice, all of that sort of thing. So that was a really cool stand, her forest portrait stand. Vienna Marie, one of Sony's digital imaging advocates, was running a stand at the Sony, words are hard, the Sony stall as well, and that was really cool. That was a creative portrait, so that was Head in the Clouds, which had Alex as her model, and that was a really, really creative outfit, headdress, the wall behind, the props hanging down at the side of the clouds, and that was a really great stall to attend. Sort of the main point from that, from Alex to Alex, was, you know, letting your models know that they're doing a good job, actually communicate to them. So that was a really cool stall as well. I got to attend a speech or a masterclass, an expo with North Borders. So Mike. So North Borders was one of the first YouTube channels I came across when I got into photography. So me being a mechanic, loving cars, had stumbled across his channel. So seeing him in person was really, really cool, and just his processes, how he does things. You know, his Lightroom process is chaotic, which is great. Means you don't always have to follow a flow. So that was really cool to see as well. And straight after Mike was Ben Hargraves, or also known as Life Through Optics. So this was probably my most informative workshop I went to. Hearing Ben talk about how he literally started from nothing to where he is now, all through creating Instagram reels, short form content, just some of the cars he shot, it's amazing. So it was really informative listening to Ben's talk. I also went to the DaVinci Resolve Blackmagic design lessons. So they had a speaker there, I forget his name now, from Blackmagic, and he had a screen sitting there, and he actually took us through the process of very beginner level DaVinci Resolve editing, which hopefully, if you're watching this video, means I paid attention to it and I'm doing well in DaVinci itself, because that's what I use. So those sessions themselves were really, really handy to go to and learn just beginner things like nodes with color grading. I had zero idea before the Saturday lesson on color grading, and then I went along to that, and it all clicked. It made sense, right? So that was a really, really good stand as well. I mean, they were all great. So Vin Jiang. So Vin was or is a name that a lot of people have already heard of through his content online. So once again, a massive, massive powerhouse from Vin on his, or on processes on how to actually make it, really, how to get big, don't stop. So it was really cool to hear him up on the main stage speaking to everybody there. I also went to Frame the Beat, so that was run by Simon, and Simon had this little corner set up as a stand on how to run or how to film a music video, which was really cool, right? A little stand, lights set up, went through communicating with your musician. Yeah, they're not necessarily a model. They've never necessarily done a music clip before. So on lighting, why we light things the way we do, where we place the camera in terms of model and light on the side of the face. So yeah, I've got this nice orange light coming in onto my left side of the face. The camera would be sitting over here on the right. So from that to movement around a set and placement of things like not casting your shadow like I'm doing right now onto the musician and things like that. So it was a really cool set, and that was a couple of that was day 2, but a lot of that was day 1 for me, and then into day 2. So one of the things I attended was Clyde Vaughan. Now Clyde, I've been chatting to quite a bit before FRMEFEST, so I already knew Clyde, love his work. Haven't been to one of his workshops yet, but I fully plan on doing so. And Clyde took the main stage as a Sony advocate and went through his processes of creating adventure content or promotional content for brands, for adventure brands, and you know what makes a shot good with the light in terms to lighting and things like that. So that was a really informative session from Clyde as well. It was really cool to see. And Kate Cornish. So this was over in the cinematic corner, the Canon cinematic corner, which I really wanted to get to on the first day, but due to all my other things I was trying to see, I couldn't make it to. So I managed to make it there for Kate's Canon film experience. And Kate is an award-winning cinematographer, right? So her stand there covered everything to make a 60-second film clip. So we had a couple of actors, actresses, and they acted out this small scene, and it went from start to finish for recording this scene, from lighting, camera choice, who does what on set, who's in control of what, how many takes they need to do to sort of get that 60 seconds. And this entire stand took an hour just to film 60 seconds of content. So for me, that was really informative on what actually happens behind the scenes to make TV shows and movie shows. So that was really cool. So overall, the good that I took away from our FRMEFEST. So we had so many different workshops. There was impossible to see them all. One of the really good things to do with this was to help plan those stands you wanted to see to and wanted to get to was a app through phone. And this was really cool, right? I could set a schedule in there. I could pick and choose which ones I wanted to attend, what was coming up, and plan my day around a planner, really, on an app. And that's the first time I've had something like that for an event like this, and that was really, really cool because there was so much going on across the day. So that was probably my biggest good point to come out of this. It was really cool to see big name creators around, so guys that I'd sort of looked up to or discovered early on with my own content creation early on. So dudes like Mike Jeffrey, Josh Huggett, North Borders, Life Through Optics, and just being able to approach these guys as they were walking around and, you know, tell Josh that he's fucking huge because he's about 8 foot tall, or, you know, even as I saw Mike Jeffrey walking past and I just had to yell his catchphrase out, "Hey Mike," and that was pretty much my entire interaction with him. But to be able to go up and introduce myself to these people, or just see them around or hear them speaking in the flesh was really cool. And that leads on to networking, right? So even the small time creators or the local guys around Sydney, the dudes that I know, they were all there. And it was really cool just to bump into some of them and see how they were going, what stands or workshops they wanted to see rather than what stands I was seeing. And differences there on what we prioritise. Like I prioritise the DaVinci workshops because my video editing skills are trash. And some of them were doing other things. So there was also, the event was that full on that there was guys there that I didn't even see on day one or day two, but I know these guys were there, and we must have just been at opposite sides of the venue and circling around and missing each other. There was just that much to do. The venue itself, Carriage Works, is a great place to do something like this. It's a big area, relatively easy access. It's just down the road from Redfern Station. So that was really cool to actually be to. I hadn't been to Carriage Works before. I only moved to Sydney at the start of last year. So to get there for this was really cool. And my last good point that I've written down, you'll see me keep looking over here. I've actually got a list. So I'd cover everything that I wanted to cover. The freebies, right? Who doesn't love freebies? So we got a little FRMEFEST bag here that came with a few freebies in it when we got there. I went over to the Sony stall, get a little Sony hat, which is great, right? I'm a big fan of wearing caps. It's to cover my receding hairline, right? And then another cool one, so over at the Canon stall, or the Canon stand, they're doing these camera straps, right? Which we could personalise. So I've got the FRMEFEST one there, the Canon one, and the Sushi for, shooting RAW, because I always shoot RAW. But I think the really cool thing about this, because I shoot on Sony nowadays with my A7 IV, but I do shoot film on a Canon AE1, so I figured the Canon strap would be great on the AE1, right? So that's where that's sitting now. I haven't been out to shoot it yet, but it looks like a solid strap, so that should be fun. And like the good, there's always the bad, right? There's always going to be bad things. This was the first festival, first iteration of FRMEFEST 2025. So let's start with the big one, the price, right? The original full frame tickets, $299 for 2 days. Now, that's pretty insane to me. As somebody who does this as a hobby, I'm yet to earn $0 out of photography, videography, and creating. Not that I'm really chasing money. I'm doing it because it's a nice, relaxing hobby for me. But if I had to pay the original $299, there's not a chance I would have attended both days. I probably wouldn't have even bought a single day ticket at that price. So it's only that FRMEFEST ran the 5-6 hour half price sale that I was able to sort of justify paying $150 to go for 2 days and check it out, because I've done full day expos that don't even touch $70 for entry. Some of them have been like $20 entry, some have been $50, $70, but paying $300 for 2 days seems to me a bit wild. I understand there's costs and everything, but $299 is just wild, right? And I'm not the only one thinking this. All the other local guys that I was speaking to all thought the same thing. I'm pretty sure we all bought our tickets when they went on sale. So hopefully this is a price that isn't going to be reflected in the future, because I'd love to see FRMEFEST continue to grow, but I don't want to see it as a money scalping exercise. So the other couple of negatives I had, so some presentations were hard to see or hear on a small screen. Just with all the events going on, there'd be something on the main stage, and then one of the other presenters would be giving something on a little TV, but with the crowd, you just couldn't really see the TV, or you couldn't hear their mic just over all the other noise in the area. Not a big issue, but it'd be nice just to maybe a bit of sound deadening, or have some walls erected or something as a bit of soundproofing for some of that, just in some spots throughout the venue. And my last sort of negative was the food trucks. The food trucks themselves were great. No problems with the quality of food or anything like that, but just on the Saturday was the busy day, so it was really hard to find time in between the workshops that I wanted to see and get a bite to eat, because every time I went into the room where all the food trucks were, it was a massive crowd for each individual truck. Couldn't get in to get food, get drinks, and it was just a struggle to try to squeeze food in between some of the workshops, because there wasn't much time in between some of those workshops to actually stop and get in and get a break. But other than that, like, FRMEFEST was awesome, right? I'd do it again. Absolutely do FRMEFEST, or FRMEFEST. There's no A in it. Do FRMEFEST again. It was such a great 2 days of learning. I was absolutely fatigued by the end of the day. Absolute insane amount of knowledge under one roof from all the creators that came along and gave masterclasses. I'm already implementing a lot of this into my own content creation, or art. I don't really like the term content creation, but into my own art. Yeah, I was super tired at the end. I got home and just kind of collapsed onto the bed. Didn't start touching my photos or anything like that until the next day. So hopefully, yeah, FRMEFEST 2026, let's do it again. Let's make it bigger and better. Whew. Peace out. Cheers.